Hello retail traders. I hope you had a great day today. I sure did. Traded the SPY mostly, got in Tesla, called out some major good trades. But today I want to talk about a special subject, and that would be, you'd probably never guess, the marijuana sector. Yes, breaking news. Joe Biden announces pardons for all federal marijuana possession convictions. And I think he might have to go through Congress to get the job done. But I think it's going to be, he'll probably do it before this election comes up. That way he'll be guaranteed to get it passed. So that's real good news to a lot of my fellow friends that have been in trouble with possession and been put in prison and been pardoned or been on parole. So just great news all around. I'm going to bring up my 5 favorite tickers that I like to watch. And the first one on the map will be TLRY. We're going to, as you can see, it had a lot of volume today, especially at the end of the day when the news popped. We kind of had what I call divergence, when the price of the stock goes up and the volume goes down. So that kind of tightens up for the squeeze. And we're going to look at the yearly chart on all these. As you can tell, they've had a pretty good sell-off. And we'll go back as far as 3 years on them and see if I can't find some ground of resistance that we need to break. Let me clear this up a little bit. We're definitely at a bottom. Now I've got different moving averages on here, and I just added one today, and we're going to talk about it. It's the 65 EMA. I've got the 51 on here, and that's the one I've been using. So we might just run it on up to that 65 EMA. But I'm going to try to find some kind of resistance levels in here. And this is TLRY, T-E-R-Y. This is my favorite one to trade. It had some great volume today. Let me pull up the watch list. We had 92 million, almost 100 million in volume, and just spiked up like that. And there's a few more on this list I'll be showing to you. But TLRY, it had a high on the 3-year high right here, right around 30.98. That might be asking a little bit too much, but I do believe we can take it to the top of these different moving averages and maybe run it up to right about 855. That'll definitely put the wrong thing on here. That'll be our hard resistance to get to if it decides to go ahead and start breaking out and people jump on this. I know all the rooms are talking about it, and we have another resistance right up here off this candle here, but we'll just take it for right now to 855. And the first resistance I think needs to break is going to be maybe right here at the bottom of this high, which would be at the top of that gap right there. So we're going to draw a trend line right there at 470. Then I'm going to take this to the 20-day. I ain't going to cut it. Take it to the 1 year. Perfect. Beautiful little pivot point on this chart right there at that 470. So your first hard resistance after that 470, before that 470 is going to be right in here. Probably at 429. If we can break 429, we'll take it to the 470, and that'll run into the 200 SMA right around the 489 level a little bit. And we break that level, we can take this stock a little bit higher, run it up to that resistance right there at 528. And then the final resistance level that we're going to try to break is going to be right in there, right around 568. So we have a long of 855 if she decides to take off. And that 720 looks real nice too, right in here in between that gap. Low support to hold. If this thing decides to knife back and we get some kind of different news, it's going to be right around the, I'm going to say right around the 340 area. If that holds, that'll still be a very strong buy. We've already passed most of the moving averages on the yearly. So if I take it to the 20-day, 1 hour, and it'll pull back right in here to this channel between 340 and 351. If that channel holds as support, we'll go ahead and start running back up. Now these stocks, I'll tell you, with this news, we still got to wait for Congress probably, but the momentum, it could run for 2 or 3 days. Tomorrow is Friday, so we've got a 2-day, 2 days of not thinking about it, and then more news might come out, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we could probably run it up higher. And that's TLRY. Let me go over it one more time. Support level between 340 and 351. And resistances to break is going to be that 200 SMA at 489, somewhere around 470 to 489, somewhere in this channel between 470 and 528. That's going to be the hard resistance channel. And if we can get past that, we'll take it up a little bit higher, maybe 568, and then you've got this here place in here, you could be trading it to 570. Now I do have my partner in here that gave me his chart, and we're going to look at it. And his resistance, he wants to take it to, it needs to break, is 436. And I had 429. So we're pretty close. We're within 7 cents from each other. And that's TLRY. The next one's going to be CGC. TLRY is my favorite. I've traded these stocks ever from the day one when they came out. Back in 2000, was it 2010? Maybe sooner than that. It's been a long time. So we've got 420 on this one to break. What a coincidence. 424, 420. If we can break past this top on this one here, we can take it up higher. Maybe run it up to the 200 SMA. And that runs right about 477 to your third resistance, which would be right around 674. My buddy here has CHC. He has it at 429 and 487. So I've got the 424 right on track, and I bumped up past him to the 577 level. That's where that 200 SMA is. The target is the 200 SMA on the daily time frame. And if we can bust past that, that's going to be your hard resistance on most of these stocks. The next one I want to talk about is going to be Planet 13. This is a really cool company. And I know they should be making money out there in Vegas. PLNHF. I've already got this baby charted up. Got an old trend line up here. I can see it going to 201, where that 200 SMA is on the daily time frame, and then run it up to 272. Support should be right around 133, with a low at 103, but we're going to knock that out. That ain't no good. 133 will be your low support to hold, to stay bullish. Anything below that could be a buy and run it back up. But resistance to break, 199. And that's Planet 13 holdings. The next one we really like is CURLF. CURLF. This already had a nice pop up to the 200 SMA. We're going to clean this up. You can see the snake. She broke out, pulled back, boom. Now she pulled back to a real low support. So we're going to clean this chart up so we can see it a little bit better. Definitely the 200 SMA was resistance. and I can tell it from right here all the way across there. So we're going to put a line right there. That's at 640. That's right on the 200 SMA. Your next resistance, will that be that previous resistance there at 677? And if that breaks, we got a little gap right in here, and we'll take it to the top of this one right here, right around 744. I think this could probably go up higher too if they start to really pick up momentum. I mean, we don't know. We're going to see how it tests first. It needs to pull back a little bit. Don't chase them. Let it pull back to like the 21 or the 50 SMA or even the 50 EMA. Now on this new moving average that I'm putting on here today, the 65 EMA, is right between all three of them. So anywhere in there is going to be your solid support. And I'm going to go ahead and draw that line right off the bottom of this candle right here. Actually, it might raise it up. No, I'll leave it right there. Right around 568 to hold. It's going to be fun to watch tomorrow. So this is CURLF. It hit the 200 SMA. It's going to pull back and hit these little moving averages in here, somewhere around 568, and then take it up and try to get that double top at 677. And then the last one we're going to talk about is one of my favorite ones. It's GRWG. This thing can really move. It has before in the past when I've traded it. We're going to clean it up, start fresh. It's a 3-year chart. You can see what kind of run it has had. It's been up here to 55 bucks, and these are way oversold, way oversold. The EV sector took all the money from them. So we've got resistances to break. We're going to check the price out at right now. We're at 433, 435. So resistance to break tomorrow. If we can get this past right around 592, I think we can use every one of these moving averages and run it up. Your next resistance will be right up in here at 975. And then you'll have that 200 SMA. This is on the weekly. I shouldn't be looking at that one right now. Let's go back to the year. Oh yeah, see where this pulls back right in here? That runs right into the 200. Got that peak. So anywhere between this channel of 592 and 702 is going to be our target for GRWG. And if it breaks that, I think we can easily take this up to right around 975 if the momentum sticks with it. That's about 100% gain, a little bit more. So that's it for the first 5. We're going to watch them tomorrow. Please follow, subscribe, and ring that bell, and I'll do an update on these tomorrow or this weekend. I've been trading this sector a lot, just put it off because they haven't really done very well. But we're going to see how they run tomorrow. If we can continue the run, there's going to be a lot of rooms talking about it. The volume's high, everybody's happy, and they're probably getting high right now. About another 45 minutes, it's going to be 4:20 time. Catch y'all later, retail traders. Sneaky snake trading strategy.